Hi everyone. So after the talks that we have gone through, we have looked into both technical approaches and also what the future looks like earlier today. I want to bring the question of alignment to here and now. What are things that we can actually explore the concept of alignment as it relates to human society, in fact as it has related to human society, and then how this relates to approaches that we can take with AI that ultimately will bring the world to a better place. I've seen a lot of people, both in the office hours that I hosted earlier, ask questions like, okay, but how can we make sure that the actions we are taking will bring us towards a better future? And while there isn't a single shot answer to this question, I think it's precisely the point that the plurality of paths we can take ends up giving us a lot of opportunities. So this talk will go fast through many different contexts in which we will see some answers. If you want to double click on any of them, I will share the slides so you can look into any of the zoomed in avenues of the context of alignment. And I will try to center this. We will start from the philosophical side, but very quickly it will go towards an applied path. Not applied as in you can build something that will show up at NeurIPS, but there will be people using this if you ship it, basically probably within a week or two. So let's start from definitions of alignment. A lot of organizations and communities define alignment with slightly different terms, and these 6 problems that we're outlining here are actually all distinct problems. And the greater, AI risk, rationalist, safety sphere, are concerned about some subset of these problems. But a lot of discussions around, is this real alignment work, often come from people framing different questions as the core heart of what alignment is about. These are not interchangeable. In fact, there's a lot of solutions that address one or not another one of these 6 alignment questions. I do want to do a very quick skim over these. Avoiding takeover from emerging optimization. This can involve a lot more policy-related work. Ensuring the reasoning and info processing is intelligible has a lot more make and turk flavor. Ensuring AIs are, I'm going to move to this slide because you can see different groups and how they approach the question of alignment. Ensuring AIs are good at solving problems as they are specified. Can we go towards specification and formal verification of the problem solution is actually addressing the specification? Folks like the Open Agency Architecture community are exploring this angle. How can we make sure AI systems enhance and don't erode human agency? This goes towards much more questions like aligned to what? Are we trying to align to a corporation or a state? Can we teach a human utility function to AI systems, where the AI system has learned some definition of a utility function? This is more like the Berkeley Chai model that came up around 2010, and I think this has quite widespread adoption. Can these systems lead to desirable systemic and long-term outcomes? This is a bigger question that actually takes into account the world in which these tools are deployed as well. I do want to zoom into a specific thing, especially with P5, the question of can AI agents learn a human utility function that is worth zooming in on, which is I see 2 problems with this approach. On one side, there is content indifference, which is we should be able to fully separate the problem of aligning AI to some values and goals, and let's be able to do that well. There is a governance problem that is actually linked. This is not a separate problem that is about choosing what values or goals to target. Like the state of affairs right now, to elicit human desirabilities from people to figure out what we want to do is already quite bad. In the meantime, saying, this is decoupleable from the technical AI problem actually forces us to a much harder to align situation than where we're already at right now. And the second part is the context independence, which is that market dynamics as exist already favor certain optimizers, profit maximizing systems. So advanced AI is actually a radical extension on top of the already existing system. These might not be new to you, but these are actually worthwhile to identify as distinct streams that we can think about as we're exploring the question of what alignment look like. So let's look at humans. Like, how do we actually do this now without a machine system? There's a lot of limitations of human participation. Inputs are fuzzy. People don't actually understand what they want. There's a bunch of social theory, like situations that we can construct that showcase, it's actually very hard to get desirabilities from an individual or from a group. Dependencies are cyclical. People kind of don't know what they want. If you ask them later, they'll change their mind. And we're really not good at probabilities in our mental model either. But if we actually look at human decision making, like this is already happening everywhere. We're literally, governing countries and corporations and families using this. You're trying to figure out what you're going to do this evening based on your own ability to elicit your own desirabilities. Can we pay attention to how these go today a little more? I'll just give one example. I'll probably skim over some slides fast, but discursive dilemma, for example. Depending on how you poll a group, you can end up with different results. Say, you're going to implement something, like we're going to improve the roads, and you're asking 3 equally sized groups, do we have enough budget? Is the issue important enough? Are we ready to deploy the solution? If you say, are all 3 conditions met? The answer is yes. But is each condition met individually? The answer is no. So you can construct different ways in which you can ask a question and elicit different results. This still stays on theory land. But if we zoom out of the theory land, we actually see incidents of this actually appear in real life quite common. Those are some of the places I want to go today, and then see how AI would actually relate to this. So I will talk about 3 pillars of how AI alignment in a sociotechnical context can be explored. First of all, on human autonomy, can we help individual autonomy to be preserved through the AI tooling? As we are having more generative content, as we are having more proliferation of AI-enabled optimizations, are people able to find technology that helps their own civilizational interface by figuring out, what facts they're going to go forward with, what choices are they going to make? Are they able to identify ways in which they are being influenced? Are they able to calibrate their moral evolution with respect to the AI agents as they are also proliferating? The second tier will be on scaling coordination. Are there ways in which we can aggregate distinct desirabilities from large groups? Can we make ways to have better deliberation, better cooperation, better projection, so that a coherent number of multiple people would be able to come to conclusions? And the third level will go to the systems level on sociotechnical alignment, which is you can have multiple people, but we also have entities that have their own agency, to the point that we have given these entities almost personhood in different shapes and forms. There's a paper that we wrote on what avenues can be explored, especially for sociotechnical alignment. The link is in the slides, so if you guys want to look at it, you can take a look. Some of the people in this room literally have contributed to this. So this goes through a range of proposals that are actually looking into ideas on what would be better for understanding AI systems, effective AI governance. And this actually marries some of the context that David talked about in his talk on, the fact, like fairness, accountability, transparency-oriented AI ethics perspectives with AI safety and much more technical research as well. I won't go into this, but I do recommend you to check it out. Continuing on the context of alignment. Alignment concerns about AI are actually downstream from alignment concerns that already exist, that are in form of institutions and communities. If you look at the origin of discourse of alignment, for example, the principal-agent problem actually has its heritage coming from economic theory. A lot of questions around, virtue ethics actually go down to political theory, ethics, and theology. So this is actually a lineage of a certain thought that goes further back from the specific moment. The way in which the alignment problems is manifesting right now with AI only brings a level of urgency that has, created a priority for a wider community right now. But understanding how the alignment concern is downstream from already existing context will actually be quite helpful if we're trying to bring solutions to this. So one suggestion I have is looking at real communities that have experienced misalignment-related disempowerment. Can AI help change this? An avenue to explore is, can we have better coordination? Now, you might say, well, aren't these tools dual use? Like, you can, for example, have a really good way to aggregate public opinion, but that in the hands of, an exploitative corporation or a nation state could be actually much more harmful. Yes, I do mostly agree that most things we can think of is dual use inherently. And it is one approach to say, I only want to stay in exploring further tooling that specifically stay within the, shall not be dual use. That usually limits the space of exploration to a very narrow space that maybe, medicine is somewhat in it, maybe, education is in it, but there's really not much in AI safety space, in my opinion, that this being a filter will actually get you to a safe state. I instead go with the philosophy of, is there a community in need that this tool would actually be able to help? And does that actually relieve a pre-existing problem related to socio-technical alignment for that community? So we will talk about this. It's basically what I just said. Let's start on the individual level, on the closest level. I will go through these 3 different avenues kind of quickly. I'm happy to chat more if anyone has any questions about them. So we talked a little bit on the previous talks about transhumanism and moral patienthood. Before going that far about AI moral patienthood, is there any room for moral learning to actually help a human today? What general principles might underlie existing human morally guided decision making right now? And would AI tools be able to help us understand our own processes better? Because if this is the case, all of a sudden, there is one way to see an AI tool that actually can help an individual make better decisions as well. Because granted, if these tools are being used in context of a real human, the way in which you relate to this will drastically change. There's the, what would Jiminy Cricket do paper, Steinhardt lab, that is interesting. There's another paper, maybe you've seen this one, the in silico deliberation and simulated interactions. This is the Stanford paper on interactive simulacra of human behavior, where there was a simulated community where you can see specific perspectives and how these people react. There is a range of different projects on that side to explore. I will add more links to these. There's a lot of, pretty much every bullet I have on the slide, there could be a link, and I would love to share this with you all. There's a bunch of projects that I see that actually looks into journaling and being able to use AI to be able to be a safe space for you to be able to explore certain ideas or to be able to process certain shapes of trauma. In very early days, even pre-LLMs with Replica, one of the main use cases that people said was, I feel much safer talking to this rather than talking to a real human doctor, because I know I won't be judged through it. That on its own enables someone to be able to look into different kinds of questions. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep going and you can ask the question at the end of the slide. Are there any ways in which making sure that an AI system is able to replicate your moral stance or current state of mental, emotional position and use that to be able to help you go towards a state you would rather be in? Now, this is important from a perspective of, for example, thinking about recommender systems. A recommender system right now is able to maybe predict what you're likely to click on next. But what you're likely to click on next isn't necessarily what you would rather be clicking on. And that divergence is actually a technical solution that you could offer that actually makes a substantial change for an individual participant to be better aligned to what they are looking for. Bunch more papers on causal and moral judgments, how these are related. The avenue of moral learning I find particularly interesting. So is there any way in which the transparency of understanding what is represented in an LLM and the explicit reasoning layer can actually help a human introspect in the context of the language model as well? We have done some work in AI objectives on this front on human moral and hedonic value learning in large language models and how these are represented. And once this is reflected back to a human, how can you help process your own position better? So this is category 1. There's much more research on this front. I'm happy to talk more about it, but I do want to move forward on the next chapter. Say we have many individuals in society and we're looking at collective intent alignment. We're trying to scale coordination. I'll give an example of a tool that we have worked on called Talk to the City. It's an open source large language model interface that is designed to improve collective deliberation by being able to take into account data that comes from text form, video form, or audio form from a specific community to say, what is this community trying to say? Can we use language models to be able to identify points of agreement along with points of disagreement within this community so that the community can find better coherence with respect to their own self-understanding? This is difficult today without AI. I do think AI tools can make this better. And there is a framing here, which is that the current political context, the current political technologies we have are not great at aligning towards the human values. For if the main signal you're giving is 1 bit per 4 years through an election, that is a very low resolution path to be able to try to align a complex system. So, are there techniques that we can learn from AI that will actually help a community to be able to align itself better? There is a sharp drive towards the lowest common denominator. This in fact takes place both in AI and in humans. There was a paper, New York's paper from DeepMind on 2022, I thought was quite interesting around, can we find agreement with diverse preferences across many humans? And I played with this a bunch, and one of my concerns here was to think about, if we're trying to train language models to find what is most agreeable, especially in context of, RLHF or methods where you're eliciting the pros and cons, like there's many different things you can do. We end up in situations like, the model will tell you, yes, everyone agrees that we should have more bike lanes. And if you ask the model, okay, which streets should we make narrower to have more bike lanes? The model will tell you, no, we don't want to remove any specific street. Like that does not have widespread alignment. We only have alignment about the need that we want to have more bike lanes. Finding what's most agreeable is not good policymaking. It doesn't actually get the world towards a better place. Now, this kind of approach towards alignment actually quite directly mirror how we are thinking about politics right now. If consensus is power, and if the desire towards having consensus makes you have trade-offs with respect to the fidelity of your cause, a lot of different parliamentary elections will end up having, one large conservative party winning while the more liberal parties continuously fracturing into smaller segments, because if you try to stay higher fidelity to your group, you end up losing more and more seats. So if you're existing in a context that is causing your reward function to be able to maintain consensus, naturally you will shy away from trying to find policies that will be higher fidelity. So can we build shared world models instead? And are there techniques that will get us towards better shared world models? These are all good questions that could take an hour of each, so I'm going to move past. I'll give a demo. And this is only one example of a thing that we have built. From my perspective, frankly, is not too difficult. What this is basically a bunch of prompts that are working in a context that combines a series of video interviews that we have conducted with a community called Silent Cry. Silent Cry is a group of activists from Michigan. Mostly all of the community that they are representing are previously incarcerated, mostly Black Americans in Detroit. This is one of the least represented communities, for most of these folks can't even vote. Now, expecting a language model to be able to speak on behalf of this community is quite difficult. Most of them will speak African American vernacular. Most of them won't necessarily trust a company like OpenAI or Anthropic or an off-the-shelf model to be able to represent what they would say, what they would be concerned about in a way that is high fidelity to the way in which they are thinking about themselves. So how can you come up with an AI system that actually will have an output that is going to be easy to share, where all of these people would be able to point at and say, yes, this does actually represent our priorities and our values. We find the output of this model to be aligned to us. So what we did for this project was, given a series of video interviews, 12 of them have consented to have the video interviews to be shared publicly, through a series of prompts, which you can actually just see at the bottom of the flow on, how do we, well, we can show the prompts even, that we have used, like how do we collect the feedback, how do we merge the data points, etc. We try to cluster the main patterns that this community of previously incarcerated individuals have faced as their core problems. And with one click to go towards, among re-entry challenges to society, for example, how difficult is a technology gap? And with one click, what we're able to do is you can see the claim that the AI has extracted and the original quote, and we used Whisper for this tag. And with one click, you can directly go to the specific moment where this person has said this quote in the raw video.
When he went to prison in the 60s, in 1966. Right. We were just together last weekend, and he said, man, I love you, bro, because you helped me so much. But they didn't have cell phones when he got locked up, when I got locked up. That wasn't even around. We have to learn to use these devices.
Every single response from this community is one click away, while being able to see the argument that the AI system has extracted. Now, in this case, the reasoning transparency and interpretability is actually pushed to quite a output of the model rather than the input of the model. But I am able to ask the question to every single participant, hey, do you like the arguments that have been extracted here? If you like these arguments, are you okay with all of these reports to be shared with the congresswoman that is representing your district? because this is one way through which we can actually figure out how we can help your community right now. You can check the paper that I linked on one of the earlier slides, but basically the way we approach this is actually fairly simple and rudimentary. Like some of the ways in which you can do sociotechnical alignment research is not about, cutting edge techniques, but just asking people like, what % of these claims are actually in alignment with you? Which parts of this did not seem to resonate? One thing that will be a continuous problem is, I think it would be quite difficult for OpenAI or Anthropic to release a model that will speak African American vernacular English. I think this will be seen as something that is meant to be RLH left out, unless there is a community-based ownership. And then the question becomes, how can a specific community that have their own norms, that have their own styles of communication say, yes, this model will be aligned to us. This model is something that I find confidence in at least being able to talk to and expect it to be reacting in ways in which, this is something that I can commune with. We are very far from this right now. Some avenues of technical research actually will get us towards this. And there's people that are exploring it. Some of these around, open sourcing models that are specifically then fine-tuned towards communities. I think there's a lot of important research there. If you are, for example, previously incarcerated, I don't think you're going to be able to find comfort in asking an out-of-the-shelf model, for advice if you're having a difficult interaction with the police, or asking for legal advice. Most of the models that are corporate will rather say, this is legal advice, this is too complex, I don't think I can help with that situation. But in fact, we actually have, the potential of AI to actually be able to bring these tools to people. Let's move on. There's plenty of open questions on this space, on collective coordination, and this is a space I find most exciting personally also. Labor unions, super interesting. Like, how can we actually have a large group of people trying to negotiate with an external entity where they already have an assumption of goal alignment, but they don't know what these core pillars are? City, municipal, identity-based communities. We have done a lot of work with Taiwan, for example. There's, I think, 5 or 6 town halls that are using Talk to the City for internal deliberation. I think there can be many more. Like participatory budgeting, also super interesting. DAO governance, I think there's a lot of potential in this space as these tools are also changing the economic landscape of how humans are approaching transactions. How shall we do governance? And there's a bunch of technical perspectives. Honestly, if you Google any of these, you will find like 30 papers. I can link a couple of them if you're interested in diving in more.
Just what's DAO governance?
DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. It's like basically governance for crypto chains. It's a blockchain-related term. There's a lot of emerging communities that are already, seeing technology as first-class citizen. So they are trying to iterate much faster on establishing norms like what should be the value of the next token that is minted after a specific moment. Like these require more discussion. I'll keep going to the third level on systems. A company is not a crowd. If you have a market is not a crowd, all of a sudden when you have something that has its own agency, that has its own capacities to the point that we try to anthropomorphize them so that we make sense of it, that's when you realize, oh, we're not just dealing with a community right now, we're dealing with something that has evolved to the next step. Can we promote AI development paradigms that favor better governability? This is an important question. And part of this is also to think about, are there proofs of concept that can show different development paradigms, both for the AI community, but also using AI for different ways in which we can think about coordination in the context of systems. Capitalism came up in the previous talk, so I added a slide after that. Can we just put all the blame on capitalism? It seems like kind of bad. I really like this quote from Ted Chiang in the context of aligned or misaligned optimizers. We already have corporations that don't have inherent insight, they don't operate autonomously, and humans in charge do have the insight, but capitalism doesn't reward them for using insight. Capitalism on its own is not just a problem, there has been many non-capitalist contexts in human history where there has also been plenty of misalignment, misrepresentation on individual level, collective level, systems level. Markets create value. Like if you have a good thing to offer and you're rewarded from it, you want to offer more. So is there a failure mode here where it's not about doing trade or the definition of capitalism, but instead shifting the question from there towards optimizer systems? Like what are the Markets as learning optimizers. Are there any analogies between AI and market dynamics as there exist right now? This is quite a rich area of research. Some of you all were asking me questions around, thinking about sociotechnical alignment, not from, collective intelligence, but more so from a systems design perspective. Markets clear through processes that are akin to gradient descent, trying to understand, which goods are most likely to move to which places. And are there model overfitting situations that happen that actually create much more fragile situations? Again, as it was in the previous parts, like there is first a level of philosophy and theory, but this can very quickly turn into something that's a practical question. Yes, this is a lot of text. Like the one line that I want to highlight here is data is not rivalrous, and this is quite important. It's not like oil, it's not an infinite resource. The fact that this behaves differently is actually quite significant, that is able to create monopolies of today where there is only one search engine, one browser, one online store, one app. There are many, many open questions on this state and a lot of immensely underexplored spaces. One question that I encourage people to think about is the context of AI alignment with respect to value created by a specific profession, a specific class. What would it take for an AI system to be able to give medical advice to the point that we would rather say, as a civilization, it's probably better for you to have this AI rather than not have any medical support? This goes towards legal assistance as well. Currently, the paradigms within which we are developing these tools are forcing us to think more from a perspective of liability rather than what is the maximal way in which this can actually empower someone. And are there ways in which we can provide these that actually create flourishing for everyone that is not extractive? Another avenue is world modeling. I will talk more about this in the next slide. Coming up with better world models as we are using AI for assistance is quite interesting. And this is something that has just started, in my opinion. And this is also something LLMs are not particularly good at. But approaches on symbolic AI is quite interesting, in my opinion, where we will have another paradigm shift that comes along from here. And noting different paradigm shifts cause a lot of motion. I think there is a way in which world modeling capabilities would be able to help us have a stronger grasp on consequences of systems and their outcomes, and whether or not the system in which AI tool is just one part of it is aligned or not. There was one practical project we had on objectives on supply chain observatory. I also have worked on questions of supply chain optimization in my previous startup before I started Objectives Institute. I find this to be quite interesting. Like, supply chain failures already happen today. Like, cities like Honolulu are always 3 days away from, complete starvation. But as long as supply chain is not failing, we are able to continue. And then something like COVID happens, and every single retailer completely, loses their mind on figuring out, okay, I have no idea which shipment is going to arrive from where. But then there is much harsher, much more serious questions like, we are having a cancer drug shortage in the United States. And this is basically, in short, a supply chain problem rather than a supply of the underlying goods problem. Why is this the case? Are we able to come up with better world models in which we can understand how AI-facilitated price arbitrage or planning basically fails? Another side is on forecasting. At Metaculus, we have some projects that we're exploring at very early days right now on explainability and reasoning transparency so that we can have better coordination, resource allocation, and strategizing by trying to figure out future scenarios. We don't necessarily understand how, if you're asking an AI to forecast an open-ended question, the underlying mechanism has some very latent world model that is being built. Are there different approaches that actually build more rigorous world models or more transparent world models that you could actually use? This is quite an interesting problem that has pretty immediate consequences if you're chipping away at it. On Monday, we will launch a series of questions called 5 Years After AGI. Recommend you all to take a look at it. Basically, these will be a series of questions. We have a fairly specific definition of AGI. I won't go into that, but you can just find it on the website. Things like, what will be the carbon emissions like? What kinds of, will World War III have already happened within the window of 5 years after AGI, etc. So there's a qualitative part to this, but there's also a theoretical part to this. can we come up with a good conversational interface where we are able to extract probabilities from experts or extract desirabilities from a wide community? There is some interesting work on this from the Stanford lab. I think the paper is called From Word Models to World Models, where you basically come up with raw text that turns into some generated world model, either in a probabilistic program language. Can we have a simple version where we can gather a bunch of expert prediction and parse this into some form that is translatable back and forth, where the text form is accessible to a human, and there might be even a formally verifiable version that is in like Prism or some language for specification that will be good? And can we come up with gaps of soundness rather than precision? Like, you might not be able to predict what decibel I will speak at, but you might be able to predict the range in which I might be speaking. And that approach on probabilistic distributions of specific outcomes can actually help us build world models that aren't precise, but because they're working with distributions, they are still grokkable by humans, they are workable with AI systems, and all of a sudden we have a different way to model scenarios. So I have some more stuff, but the quick gist is, like, if you're able to use a language model to turn text into a probabilistic program, all of a sudden more interesting in-between things happen. And you can use that to figure out, what are possible action courses we might take in order to address a specific issue that is ahead of us. And a lot of these, if you're doing research on this side of work, literally you can then go to a supply chain company and say, hey, I want to try this out with your 2022 data, can we do it? They probably will say yes, because if that works, they will want to use it for 2024 immediately, because we don't know what the next black swan event is. Yes, these models have to be compositional. Anyway, there's more. My point is to wrap up on the three main pillars on the individual, collective, and the systems levels. There is actually a lot of open questions that are quite immediately applicable, and I do encourage people who are thinking about alignment to also keep these in mind, because these tools will always be in context. I think at this point it's mostly obvious to folks that there is no AI safety that does not have a context, that does not have a world model associated to it. You can actually choose to operate in a research question that keeps the world model very, very close, or literally is in the world model, where you are talking to these incarcerated individuals. You're working with the supply chain company, and you're testing if a better approach for learning for these optimizer systems actually results in something better for these real humans right now. So what do? We talked about, there's approaches towards, pro-status quo ways to look at this. Or, like, is this time for a revolution? As in, AI is an opportunity to bring unprecedented economic and intellectual flourishing. If you're talking about AGI with the scale of risks that it has, we also need to acknowledge that there's a lot of flourishing if this is to be used well. It seems like we are not on this default path. So what is our goal? What is our ambition here? I will end this talk on a more esoteric note. Like, one question that we like to talk about in AI Objectives Institute is, like, what does a good world look like? Will AGI be able to unite Jerusalem into one peaceful city? I think this is actually an interesting question. And if your mental model on AGI does not involve politics, geopolitics, or human well-being, or functional family units, then maybe your AGI is not ambitious enough. Maybe you're thinking about just the context of, pro-status quo. Meanwhile, we somehow built this immensely valuable thing, but we made sure that it's not actually touching the rest of the world. You might say, this is something that the corporations need to deal with, right? Or like, this is something that the states are here for, or political leaders, or the UN, or like International AI Agency, or like, we didn't even found it yet, but like, someone must be on this, right? Or like, is this your responsibility right here, right now? Especially thinking about context of what is good, like that is what I want to get to. And trying to figure out how you want to relate to the space of AI safety, to AI alignment, especially given that the world is actually quite large, and you might try to figure out, like, what am I trying to do here? Am I doing technical research that doesn't actually touch people? I've seen a lot of people lost on this avenue in the last few days, so I wanted to end on this note for my talk. There's two types of good. I have been exploring this idea. Type 1 good is the kind of good that will make you be cherished. People at your funeral, if you end up having a funeral, I don't know, maybe we'll make it and all of us, we will live forever. Like, they will remember you well. They will say things like, oh, he helped me, cure my illness, or he taught me this, or we had great jam sessions. Then there's a type 2 good that might be like, I don't know if the thing I did well is actually good. Like, we might need to wait a couple hundred years, maybe more, to see how it pans out. Type 2 good is also interesting. Like, did nuclear weapons actually bring global peace? Like, better angels of our nature, like Sue and Pinker might say so, but this is still to be figured out. Like, we do not actually have critical questions. One way in which I do see a lot of folks in our community to find a lot of difficulty moving forward and feeling depressed is to be stuck at, type 1 good is meaningless and I should only think about type 2 good. And at that point, you basically say, oh, until I have a better world model, I can't do anything. And all of a sudden you realize you're actually already in a context that has this as its main underlying failure mode with respect to disempowering folks to be able to bring more good to the world. And you realize, oh, maybe I'm stuck in this cycle. And this might look like questions like, should I do my PhD? Like, do I need to write more papers? Like, do I join a large company? They pay me, but like, I don't know if this is the right thing. But then you go back to like, oh, maybe that is someone else's problem. Like, the thing I'm going to do is just this. A misaligned society has already caused suffering. We already live in a misaligned society. We already have systems that are causing a lot of individuals to be systematically disempowered. The way we are using AI tools is part of this. But the way we are using AI tools is so new compared to a lot of ways in which we have individual, collective, and systemic disempowerment and misalignment has been already quite entrenched. We are already in the failure mode where views of communities are not taken into account. We are already in the failure mode where individuals are not able to exercise their full agency because they're afraid that they will be singled out or selected against. I would ask you the question, are there AI tools right now that are able to bring better alignment to a problem that has existed before? For that question and approaches to that question will probably yield more light into figuring out what an aligned AI looks like. Because AI, after all, is also the newest iteration that we're experimenting with as, life, not even just a human civilization. Keep in mind, like, RLHF also works on humans. A lot of people say, oh, I don't have an opinion on that. I'm not informed enough on this. Like, please don't keep asking me more questions. Like, I shall not disclose further information on this. Like, the solutions to some of these problems might not look like publishing papers. They might not look like founding companies. They might look like an open source project that actually helps one community to go from state A to state B. You might not be able to trace that kind of impact to the type 2 good that will linger for much longer, but certainly the people in Silent Cry were very grateful that they were able to present something to the US Congress. And one of the conclusions that would come out of a project like that might look something like, oh, we didn't realize that all of the mental health professionals are like 3 hours away from where you live. It's very cheap to relocate. And also then you did make the world a little better aligned because there was a community that weren't able to voice an opinion and you closed the gap. I think there's hundreds and thousands of opportunities like this. I think you all here actually have a great shot at making a meaningful contribution. So I invite you all to think about how AI can help augment human agency. So yeah, thank you.
For a great and inspiring talk. So we have time for a few questions, and then we'll actually talk about it again in the discussion. So we'll just make this a bit shorter.
Hey, that was a great talk. Thanks for sharing that. Are you familiar with Seeing Like a State?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, so I was really interested in your talkability removal. It seems like this is like a way for you to have like both aggregation, but like legibility that like large systems need, as well as the depth of detail that like you can always dive down into if you need to, which like do you see it like this, or is there another way to view this?
I mean, I will put it this way, like Seeing Like a State is one of the foundational texts that helped me figure out how I would want to build something like Talk to the City. And like it was very relevant in an academic context for me. I see in a way like the lineage of some of these thoughts to very directly go back to there. There's a couple other pieces that in context of Seeing Like a State could actually be really good. Like for example, another text I really like is called Private Truths, Public Lies by Deger Turan, where it talks about questions where, I mean, I'm not an expert on local history here, but like a lot of post-communist revolutions were actually quite peaceful. This is quite interesting. Like a lot of the community has already had a strong sense that I do not want to stay within this paradigm. I'm not allowed to say this out publicly, but if I know that you also agree, then I could show up differently. And if I know that you know that I would say this, then I have even further confidence. So information propagation makes a material difference in society. And this is one way in which we can think about like AI for good epistemics. Like, are there ways in which we're able to establish discourse where parts of this information can actually be private? Like, I should be able to maintain some level of privacy, but I can contribute to, say, a language model or a model that looks like some technical innovation, where that model is able to give me a stronger sense that we have some coherence or perspective alignment. So yeah.
Hi, I want to start by saying that I absolutely love your talk. Thank you so much for this. And I also work with experimentation, so these kind of arguments are something I have every single day. And I wanted to know about your opinion about something specific that I have a very hard time arguing about. And it's the concept of minimal truth or minimal agreeability, which you just talked about as well. So if we build an AGI that is minimally agreeable on most of the complex issues, then we have an AGI that is a people's pleaser and can decide on very complex issues. And if we look at the argument of 5 years after AGI, then it's not aligned. It's aligned for some time, but the more complex issue gets, it's not aligned. So I just want to know how would you argue that yes, it can be aligned for these things?
Yes, great question. My orientation here is something like starting more from a place of what is a good policy. The job of any system is not to be agreeable. The job of the system, if it's trying to bring better policy coordination, should be, is it able to articulate the differences between different perspectives? What are the cruxes? What are the intersections? And what are the disagreements? There is, for example, the concept of, like double crux, where if you're familiar with it, like if we identify, if this underlying fact was to change, we would hold each other's opinion. An AI system that is able to point that out explicitly is actually more interesting. Now, is this doable? Some people, especially in the CFAR community, have been researching this further. Seems like there is some motion, but it's not very promising at this state. Can we try different strategies? Instead of making it about opinions, can we make this about a model, perhaps? Thinking about, if AGI is AGI, it probably will have different ways in which it would be able to construct, like, how can we improve drought? And if there's a specific crux, can it find the crux and say, it looks like we need this further information in order for this crux to be dissolved? Another thing that is difficult is risky alliances, where you and I seem to be in agreement about step A, but the reasons why we want that step A or action A is actually quite different. And this happens a lot also in politics. Like, I feel like the main failure mode you're articulating happens all the time in contemporary politics. Like, I want to grow carrots, you want to grow turnips. This is basically zero sum. And like, I find out that people who want solar energy are also be able to get more lobbying power. So I say, okay, we will grow carrots only with solar energy, and all of a sudden you have like two parties that have converged into something that seems quite arbitrary. Like, if AGI is AGI, it will dissolve this.